How are you at home? I'm Joan from Reading with Joan. Today, I'm acting like a grandmother. What? Am I not dressed like a grandmother?
A grandmother?
Yeah.
No.
What am I dressed as?
Great grandma.
Ah, I'm dressed like my great grandmother. So Africa is my home, and I'm dressed like my great grandmother. Okay, right. Let's go back to the music. Hi, this is Reading with Joan. Today, this afternoon, we have
Jedidah.
Jedidah. Come on, what's your name? Jedidah and
Jemima.
All right, so these are two J's, and they are my co-hosts on the program. We've had fun today, and the girls have asked me a lot of questions about my dressing, and I've sang a lot of funny songs to them. But we are back, and we're serious on the show, right? We are now serious. Right, this afternoon, we want to welcome Aurelia once again to read for us, and we're going to ask her to come on board, tell us where you're reading, and you fire on.
I'm reading The Secret Logbook by Aurelia and Big J. There was an old pair of oars in the boat, and Jack put them in place. "Now get in," he said. "I've a good way to row. Would you like to take an oar, Mike?" Of course Mike would. The two boys rowed over to the water. The sun shone down hotly, but there was a little breeze that blew every now and again. Soon the children saw the secret island in the distance. They knew it because of the little hill it had in the middle. The secret island had looked mysterious enough on the night they had seen it before, but now, swimming in the hot June haze, it seemed more enchanting than ever. As they drew near to it and saw the willow trees that bent over the water's edge and heard the sharp call from moorhens that scuttled off, the children gazed in delight. Nothing but trees and birds and little wild animals. Oh, what a secret island, all for their very own, to live on and play on. "Here's the landing place," said Jack, and he guided the boat to a sloping sandy beach. He pulled it onto the sand, and the children jumped out and looked around. The landing place was a little natural cove, a lovely spot for a picnic, but picnickers never came here. Only a lonely otter lay on the sand now and again, and moorhens scuttled across it. No fire had ever been made on this little beach to boil a kettle. No bits of old orange peel lay about, or rusty tins. It was quite unspoiled. "Let's have our things here and explore a bit," said Mike, who was simply longing to see what the island was like. It seemed very big now that they were on it. "All right," said Jack, and he put his bag down. "Come on," said Mike to the girls. "This is the beginning of an adventure." They left the little cove and went up through the thick trees. There were willows, alders, hazels, and elderberries at first, and then as they went up the hill that lay behind the cove, there were silver birches and oaks. The hill was quite steep, and from the top, the children could see a very long way up the lake and down the lake. "I say, if we come here to live, this hill will make an awfully good place to watch for enemies from here all around." "Yes," said Jack. "Nobody will be able to take us by surprise." "We must come here. We must, said Nora. "Oh, look at those rabbits," Peggy, they are just as tame as can be, and that chaffinch nearly came onto my hand. Why are they so tame, Mike? I suppose they're not used to people, said Mike. What's the other side of the hill, Jack? Shall we go down it? There are caves on the other side of the hill, said Jack. I haven't explored those. They would make good hiding places if anyone came to look for us here. They went down the hill on the other side. Gorse grew there, and heather and bracken. Jack pointed out a big cave in the hillside. It looked dark and gloomy in the hot sunshine. We haven't time to go there now, said Jack, but a cave would be an awfully good place to store anything in, wouldn't it? It would keep things nice and dry. A little way down the hill, the children heard a bubbling noise. What's that? Asked Peggy, stopping. Look, it's a little spring, cried Mike. Oh, Jack, this shall be our water supply. It's as cold as can be and as clear as crystal. It tastes fine too, said Jack. I had a drink last time I was here. Lower down, another spring joins this one, and there's a tiny brook. At the bottom of the hill was a thick wood. In clear patches, great bushes of brambles grew. Jack pointed them out. There will be thousands of blackberries in the autumn, he said. And as for hazelnuts, you should see them. And in another place I know here, on a warm slope, you can find wild raspberries by the score. Oh, do show us, begged Mike. But Jack said there was not time. Besides, the raspberries wouldn't be ripe yet. The island is too big to explore all over today, said Jack. You've seen most of it. This hill with its big caves and the springs, the thick wood, and beyond the wood is a grassy field, and then the water again. Oh, it's a glorious place! Jack, where shall we live on this island? Said Peggy, who always liked to have everything well settled in her mind. We shall build a house of wood, said Jack. I know how to. That will do fine for the summer, and for the winter we will have to find a cave, I think. The children gazed at one another in glee. A house of wood, built by themselves, and a cave. How lucky they were to have a friend like Jack, who had a boat and a secret island. And that's the end.
That's great. Thank you, Aurelia. That's beautiful. So, what questions do you have for the girls and the kids at home?
Where will they stay in the summer and the winter? What's their plan?
I know.
Where would they stay in the summer and the winter?
In the house of wood, I think. In the cave. That was in the cave. The house of wood that was in the cave built by them.
Are they correct?
Well, kind of. They're thinking of building a house of wood for the summer and the spring, and then they'll stay in the cave for autumn and winter.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good. Thank you so much for the lovely reading today. We hope to continue with your story tomorrow. My brain is beginning to work with you because I'm like, will I really drink water from the stream that I don't know the source? And at the end of a stream, there are raspberries and strawberries and blackberry and whatever berries
And
brambles, you know. So yeah, so good adventure. So next week we hope to continue. Thank you so much. And now we'll call Jamie to play.
How about me?
No. Oh, do you want to read first?
No.
Oh, let Jed read first. Okay, Jed is going to read first. Jamie, let's stand up. She wants to read a book. Tell us the story you're reading. Can you sit in the middle? Hey, Smoggy. Now tell us the story already. I'm going to stand up and ugly duckling, right? Okay.
The ugly duckling.
So can you sit up properly in the middle? Good.
The ugly duckling. At last, tap tap crackle, crackle peep peep. One by one, Mrs. Duck's eggs broke open, and out shot her little chicks. Golden and fluffy and adorable, they peeped their way like a little yellow traffic jam towards the river bank. But Mrs. Duck glanced back and saw that one egg was left unhatched, an egg much bigger than the rest. Wait a moment, children, she said. Her neighbor took a look. That's not a duck egg. Wrong color. That's a turkey egg, she said. What's you? Leave it to get cold, or sit on it a little longer, just to be sure. Next day, the big egg crackled, and two great black feet stuck out. Ducks have very big feet, said Mrs. Duck to her baby. I told you, turkey. I said, didn't I? Didn't I say? Nothing to do with you. Mrs. Duck had stood and sat guard over the egg for so long that she felt a kind of fondness for the hulking, scruffy object that still does. Put that in the river and it'll drown like a brick, said her neighbor. That's a turkey. Is that? But it did not say. The ugly duckling, oh, and had a face only its mother could love, took to swimming like a duck's water, dipping its head below the water. It tasted greenweed. He tasted greenweed and tasted almost like happiness. In fact, he smiled even better than the other little ducks. Oh, those pretty, fluffy, delightful, spiteful little ducklings. Ugly, blurch. Why are you so ugly? Too big, big feet, big feet. His brothers and sisters peeped and pecked at the ugly duckling, tried to drive him away for fear, and their friends laughed at them for having such a lumpy, dumpy, grumpy brother. It looks like a tennis ball that has been chewed like by a large dog, declared the Grand Duchess, looking down her nose. Must we look at that ugly face every day? It spoils the view. All of this ugly duckling heard every birdie word. Fish and peck and poke. He learned to keep away from the other ducks. In fact, he moved further and further away till he found himself walking, waddling, stumbling, wading and swimming away towards the sun. The sun too moved away for the winter, and the fields and marshes, the lanes and winds grew colder. Ugly Duckling hid himself away on the salt marshes, where the reeds rustled like feather quills, and the water lay ankle deep. Falling asleep one night, he did not see the ice creeping closer over the water. When he woke to find he could not move. A farmer came by and kicked the ice and broke it like eggshell, hatching the ugly duckling the second time. The kind farmer took him home to a warm house where the children wrung their arms in welcome. It was a terrifying sight, like scarecrows blowing in a gale. Gigantic creatures ran towards him. Ugly Duckling ran, too, in panic, round and around the little cottage, knocking over bowls and stools and toddlers and buckets. The farmer's wife shrieked, the children laughed, the door opened, and a boot kicked Ugly Duckling out into winter. Feathers was falling. But Ugly Duckling looked up to see what bird had shed its feathers, and saw 6 swans flying overhead. The sight was so beautiful that it pierced its heart like a fish hook and drew it up into the sky. For a moment, just for a moment. He had never seen such birds before, and though they passed over in silence, he heard a kind of singing more beautiful than any lark. Last, a lark sang. Ugly Duckling woke. Somehow he had waddled his weary way through winter and into warmer weather. He would stay among the reeds, even so, he had learned. There was nothing waiting for him out in the wide world. Cakes on an mountain. He was just too ugly to be seen by eyes, so he resolved to stay hidden from any and everyone. Still, the river called to him. His big black fish longed to push a path through flowing water, to feel the current under him like the rush of his own bloodstream. He must swim in the river one last time. Uh-oh! There in the river was a family of swans. Where to go? Where to hide himself? Beauty cannot bear ugliness, so obviously these lovely rebel creatures would hate and disgust him. Ugly Duckling unpended himself, plunging his head deep under water. When he could hold his breath no longer, he resurfaced and found himself under attack. The swans were rushing towards him, necks outstretched, black beaks ready to slice him in pieces. Well, let's
Okay. Reading.
Ugly Duckling stretched his head up high. At least he would die bravely.
Yeah, finish it.
Little brother, princeling, friend, where's your flock? Where's your skin? Where have you been hiding yourself? And their necks rubbed his, flexing, stroking, caressing him. The swans did not hate him. On the river bank came the sound of father and his children. Uh-oh! They began to throw things, cake crumbs and bread crusts and words. A new one! Look! Oh, he's the best one! Look! Yes, isn't he just the most beautiful swan who ever swam? Ugly Duckling bent his head and looked down at the sunlit water. His reflection looked back at him. A majestic swan, white as the clouds above them, and plumed with happiness. In fact, that one was more wonderfully happy than any duck has been in the whole quacking history of the rolling river.
Okay, good. Well done, Jet. That was lovely. Kids, can anybody tell me what you learned from that story? Can you tell me what you learned from that story? Anybody? Can you tell me what you learned from that story? Huh? I learned a few things. Jamie, can you tell me what you learned?
Well, I learned that we shouldn't say unkind things to people who we think are ugly, because the ugly duckling turned out to be a very beautiful, majestic swan. But because the other ducklings looked down on him, he didn't have much confidence to go, so that's why we shouldn't.
Okay, good. So, a good lesson. Do not say unkind words to others, number one. Number two, do not bury yourself in the sand when people are mean to you. Because the ugly duckling buried himself and ran away, and he was wondering who is going to like him. Another lesson I learned was there's always someone outside that will like you. The seventh one loved the ugly duckling, right? The seventh one loved the ugly duckling because they accepted him. And remember, when you are accepted, you will blossom. Until he was accepted by others, then he started to blossom. Always, please remember to always go to where you are accepted. Never force yourself to be accepted by anyone. When you get to school, there are bullies in school. Don't bury yourself in the sand. Do you understand? There are people that won't like you. Do not bury yourself in the sand like the ugly duckling. Go to where you will be accepted and you will shine, because there's always something precious in every one of you, right? Have I always told you that there's something precious in you? There's something majestic, beautiful inside you. So always head to where you'll be accepted. Okay? Do you have any question, Jed?
My question is, what did the ugly duckling turn into? Very easy.
What did the ugly duckling turn into? Okay, Ayo. Okay. I don't understand. Okay, Ayo. A beautiful swarm. Do you have another answer, Chibuman? Is it the same answer you have?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well done. Beautiful answer, beautiful questions, and beautiful lessons. Do not forget, Auntie told you from reading with Joan that love yourself the way you are. Do not allow anybody to bully you. Do not bury yourself in the sand. You are beautiful just the way you are. There's someone out there that would like you just the way you are. And remember, blossom. Be the best you can be. You would always turn from ugly to beautiful one day. Never give up on yourself. And don't allow anybody to look down on you. There is a word that I know that says, do not allow anybody to look down on you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. No way. Okay? You are beautiful, you are strong, you are confident, you are creative, you are artistic. That is a big lesson today. Do we understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave Jamie to play a trumpet, French horn. A trumpet French horn. Okay, fine.
Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be playing. I think I'm going to be playing Crown Dance.
She's
Yes.
still thinking about it.
No, I just forgot what it was called.
Crown dance. Okay.
Clown Dance.
All right.
And now I'm going to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star because that was very short.
Okay. Well done. Do you want to read Science Geek Sam today?
It's very late already.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You've not read it. Can read the page just to keep us in memory.
Maybe just a paragraph.
Just a paragraph or a page.
Just a bit about Lego. I
Yes.
didn't read that last time.
Okay, so let's read that.
I'll have to speed read.
Oh,
Okay.
don't speed read, please. Thank
Did you know, Lego? Did you know? Wait a second. Have I read this one?
No,
Okay.
no.
Did you know that each human being is like a gigantic Lego construction? You're made up entirely of small blocks that fit perfectly together. At one time, 9 months before you were born, to be almost precise, you were just one cell. But now you are 37 trillion cells. That is so many that even when you try to imagine it, your brain goes pop. But if you lined up all those cells in your body, you'd be created a cord so long it could go around the world 8 times.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to read today.
I think yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you for that. And we are back on the screen. Look at us. Who is this running mad? See, look at Lego. Can you see Lego Jet? Lego Jet. Okay, do you have a question for what you just read?
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah.
How many times can the course that's made of all your cells lined up together, how many times can it go around the world? The last thing I said, I think.
Do you have the answer?
Aurelia.
Okay. Aurelia, do you have the answer?
Yes.
8 times.
Yay. Chipumam, do you have the same answer? Wait.
She said yes.
What's the answer? Why is it not sure? I think I muted it. Okay.
Huh?
It's my hand. My
Okay,
hand.
now it's her
I
turn.
had the same answer.
Oh,
Good.
cool. So for those of you that have the same answer today, you are getting a point each. So Ayo, Chibumam, and Aurelia, you're getting your points. Fantastic, kids. I really had fun today, even though we spent extra time. But I had a brilliant time on the 50th episode of Reading with Joan.
Go bananas!
Oh, God.
Bananas. Go bananas. Chop bananas.
Go.
Bananas.
Okay, I think it's time to go.
Drink bananas.
Jinx.
Drink bananas.
Bye, bananas. Bye, bye, bananas. Bye, bananas. Bye, bye, bananas. Bye, bananas. Bye, bananas.